We go Commanders. Commanders at Buccaneers. Buccaneers favored by 3. The over-under on this game is 50.5. Or what are we feeling? What are we feeling with the Commanders?
I like the Bucs.
I like the Bucs too.
I
There's
like
a
the
part of
Bucs.
me that doesn't. I don't know if the Commanders are as good as I assumed them to be. I think when you look at the turnaround, when you look at Coach Quinn, they have between guys on the Pro Bowl roster and alternates, they have 13 guys in the Pro Bowl this year.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many of those are from Ron Rivera?
How many?
0.
Really?
0, because
That's a great stat.
Gruden drafted Scary Terry.
Mm-hmm.
But the turnaround that the Commanders have had, they've had an incredible season, but they've been playing just okay against not very good football teams throughout the back half of the year. I think the Bucs, they just trend. You got Mike Evans, who, how many consecutive seasons over 1,000? 11. I think they're cooking. I think Baker Mayfield's ready to go. I think that offense is ready to go. The defense is going to play a little bit. I mean, it is the playoff season. Everybody's going to up their game a little bit more. And I just think that they have too much for the Commanders. And they're at home in Tampa. I like the Bucs with the 3 points.
Yeah.
Hey, just like Mitch said, Commanders. That's the pick here. So I'm going Commanders.
He likes staring.
I think Commanders might be the pick here, or the over.
I'm taking the Commanders, B.
I think the Commanders as a franchise are very happy with the outcome of this season. They feel very proud. They're like, we know we have a quarterback for the future. We feel good about it. Dan Quinn, we feel great about that. Obviously, see the Pro Bowl thing. I didn't know that. That's an incredible stat. So as a franchise that's been in turmoil for so long, you see this season, you're like, we don't know if this is our year, but fuck, we are so excited about the future of this team. We know we got the right head coach. We know we got the right quarterback. They're ecstatic about what the future is going to bring. I don't think they're focused as much as the Bucs. The Bucs have quietly become a fantastic franchise. The ownership stays out of it. Bowles has done a great job. He speaks softly but carries a big stick type of mentality. And they bring in a guy, Baker Mayfield, after Tom Brady to kind of take over the reins. There's a lot of confusion of whether or not he's going to be able to do that. He has obviously done his $100 million contract. The way the team rallies around a guy like Mike Evans, when he catches that ball, they don't even get a first down, but gets himself 1,000 yards for the 11th straight season. And the whole team,
the crowd,
was it
the
3
whole
hours there
stadium, shit,
the whole
went
team
nuts.
clears the benches just to celebrate for a moment. There's not a bum in a seat that entire time. Like that's an exciting thing that, is only great for one guy. Like that's awesome, but it's really just one guy.
Dude,
yeah. And I think there's something about this Tampa Bay team that they're rallying around something special. They're trying to do something special this year, as opposed to a franchise that is happy to be there, but more excited about their future. And I think Baker Mayfield, he's got one little piece left to kind of get some get the official first overall pick stench off him, and that's winning playoff games.
Yeah, like this is a dude. This is a quarterback that's being talked about with all the other big dogs.
You win this game, you're officially now you're being talked about as one of the top tier quarterbacks. Now you're getting talked about like, oh, we know Tampa Bay's got a great quarterback. They don't have to worry about that. As opposed to, every year it's kind of like, okay, do you keep Baker? What do you do? Like, there's always a narrative around him in the offseason.
Going like, I love the way Baker plays to like, the dude just balls.
He's a winner.
He's a winner. Good quarterback because he's like top 5 and
he's a playoff winning quarterback.
The majority of categories in passing.
And a better person.
I think I'm stoked for both these franchises. I get a warm fuzzy feeling when I think about the Commanders and the Bucs. I think the Bucs take this one -3.
What about the Bucs? The Bucs have won against the Eagles, Lions, and took the Chiefs to overtime, but they lost to like the Cowboys, and the Niners. So like
the Cowboys is their
so
one blemish. What is it in the last 7 games that's their one blemish?
But they're so up and down, like you just don't know what team you're gonna get.
I think there's a lack of focus there. Like you start to drink your own Kool-Aid a little bit about how great you are. Everything kind of gets reset once you're in the playoffs. When you're in the playoffs, it's like, boys, it's win or go home.
All hands on deck.
You could have some guys in the franchise that are like kind of a win-win. We win, extra check, possible Super Bowl. You lose, Cabo San Luis.
I don't know, man. We went to the second round playoffs, motherfucker. The whole team seemed like bitches when we was playing New
Which
England.
year?
Was it with when we went with
Malarkey?
Malarkey.
Yeah, because no one believed in Malarkey.
You crazy.
We knew that team was
Sounds
not.
like one did, one didn't, sitting on this on the set right
That's
now.
why we lost. That's why we fucking lost. Those motherfuckers didn't believe. I was the only one who balled out that game. You get what I'm saying?
A wild statement.
It's true.
Listen, that game, we knew with I mean, Terry Robisky, love Terry Robisky to death.
I mean, yeah,
He had the most predictable offense of all time. Our defense played really well. There was like question marks revolving around.
You
Mike
think
Mularkey
Terry
as the
was
coach.
calling plays? No.
I don't know who was.
I want to say Mike Mularkey was calling the plays.
Okay, well then Mike Mularkey called the most predictable plays of all time. It was duo, it was
Smash
inside
mouth.
zone,
Yeah.
and then we're 3rd and 6. Hopefully Marcus can scramble and make a play. Get it to Delanie.
We was winning in the game early.
We were 9-7.
And we were winning in that game early. And then that it was that special teams incident that caused us to go downhill. We were winning in the New England game
I get
early.
it.
And then
You're talking about the game we lost 40-7?
You were up 7-0.
We was up. No, what?
We
Oh,
got
I don't know. I wasn't. on
40
we
to
went
nothing.
into New England and Corey Davis had his first touchdown of the year in
Yeah.
that game in the back half of the end zone where we run out. Other than that, we didn't do shit.
We were winning to that special teams. Remember, they jumped off sides, and then they gave them a first down, and that's when Tom Brady started picking us apart.
At what point in the game was that?
It was probably second, third quarter.
There was not a whole lot. We were not doing
I mean,
a whole lot of special.
we could have beat them though. It was just our team gave up. It was like, oh yeah, we can't win
I think the Patriots went to the Super Bowl that year.
Yeah,
and lost.
that was the.
They lost to the
was that
Eagles.
their-
Yeah, they lost to
Yeah,
the Eagles.
yeah.
And I might be jumping around a lot of different games, but I specifically remember being in New England.
We
In a
that
cold game and Corey
No.
Davis catching his first touchdown. It was like a crazy catch too. Like he caught it like
Yeah, he called it
He had
like
a
this,
guy
but
on
it
him, he
wasn't
caught it like
40 to
this.
7 because that game was the one I ran over old buddy over and I ran for like 70 yards for a touchdown.
that was a regular season game.
Yeah, but it wasn't they beat us bad that game. It wasn't
know.
the playoffs. They beat us 40 something. I don't remember.
What year was it? I'll just look it up real quick.
2016?
Since we're talking Titans, do we have a reaction to Rand Carthon being fired?
Damn. Yeah, man, that's fucked up.
I mean, you're tied in. I feel like with the Titans a little bit.
I am tied in, but I don't make decisions. At the end of the
Are
day,
you surprised? Are you surprised by the firing?
I'm kind of surprised by the firing. I didn't think. I thought he would have got one more year to try to build that
He
roster.
built the roster pretty solid
I-
this year with what he had.
I did too, but at the end of the day, it's this new era of 2 years and out. If you don't do nothing in 2 years,
You
you
just
out.
got, what surprises me is, it's like they fired J-Rob, they
Yep.
keep Vrabel,
Yep.
they bring in Rand,
Yep.
then they go with Rand and Vrabel, then they fire Vrabel so they have Rand, then they bring in Callahan.
Then they fire
They keep
Rand.
them both. They keep Rand. Then now they fired Rand and keep Callahan. Like
Well,
they're just not on the same.
It's the
They're not
new.
aligned in anything up at the top.
It's whoever new is gonna stay, and the old is gonna go.
But don't you think they need to be like two of the same? Like you need to bring in a GM and a head coach that they're both on the same page and pushing the same boat, have kind of the same ideas. They're the ones in the room making decisions with each other, like doing it all their way.
But it's like behind the scenes, it's really like 3 GMs. It's not just one. Rand wasn't the only GM.
He was just the face.
He was just the face because it's the other guy. You know the other guy name?
I know that we lost to the New England Patriots 35-14 that game. We scored 7 in the first quarter and 7 in
Yeah,
the fourth
that's
quarter.
about
They
right.
scored 21 in the second quarter and 7 in the third. We were
Yeah.
getting blown out. And you balled,
See,
you said?
he
You balled out?
yeah,
3 catches for 49 yards.
balled out. I can't
And
help
one
it.
fumble.
I can't help. I'm the only person on the team at that time.
Eric
man.
Decker, 6 catches, 85 yards.
Yeah,
Corey Davis, 5 catches, 63 yards.
I was being double teamed the whole game.
I'm just saying what happened.
Open it up for
That's
catch.
the Bill Belichick defense. Take away
Yeah,
their best
take
asset.
there you go. Yeah,
Take away their best asset.
shit. What you mean?
You guys talking about Rand?
Yeah,
Yeah, he was asking, do you know the name of the other? He's like, there's basically like 2
It's
or
like
3
Cody.
you know what I'm talking about. The dude, the
Yeah,
other
white
dude,
dude.
white dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that.
He gonna be the GM now. He gonna be the GM of the team. Watch. They about to pass the ranks to him. He gonna be the
So it's
lone
going to be
GM
somebody in the same building.
in the same building. So it ain't gonna be.
That sounds like a good Titans move. That sounds like the Titans move. Yeah.
They ain't gonna like just break it apart. So it's gonna already be a guy that Bill Callahan already knows. So it's not gonna be like, oh, let's bring in another GM and
Right.
start this shit over with. It's not gonna be like that.
Gotcha.
That's why that move was so easy to
I
make.
think my personal opinion is the Titans have an interesting situation when it comes to football-minded people in suits. And I think Amy's kind of pulled in a direction of which one she should really listen to, because suits don't know the game of football
At all.
but they make a lot of sense because they speak the same language as
That's
Amy.
her. Yes.
And then there's the football-minded people who understand the game but don't necessarily speak the language to Amy Adams Strunk that she can
Business,
fully
yeah.
process and understand. Everything I've heard about Rand is speculation. It's things that I've just been heard or told or whatever, my understanding is that he was a GM that had to report to multiple people to make roster moves, which is very, not normal for a team. But if they're going to make an internal move, like if they make an internal move, that just means that piece of information that I had was true. Yeah, it was true.
Right.
I like Rand. He was awesome on the show.
too,
He's one of those cats too. Like you're around him, you love to be around him.
Yeah.
And
I thought you said-
but he did come from a successful franchise. Came from the 49ers.
Came from the 90s.
I mean, he was a stud there.
Yeah, he
Found
was.
some good cats.
A lot of dudes love him on the